Georgia Fortunato.
I'm Bethany.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Rita.
I'm Miriam.
I'm Carrie.
I'm here.
Maria Mesa.
Kim Hamilton.
Laura Hirsch.
Megan Graham.
Grace Diaz.
Lee Gaspar.
Shilpa Knight. Zalda Collins. Donna Preet-Gone.
Amanda Simino.
Mary Reynolds.
Sue Turcotte.
Brenda Beauregard. This is my partner.
Cristina Michelena. Jennifer Vecchio.
I am Miriam Shallcross-Smith.
And I am Amy Shallcross-Vogel, and we're mother and daughter in business.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Good morning, my name is Amy Vogel, and this is my co-host, Jillian Fain.
Good morning.
And we would like to welcome you to our mentoring program designed to educating our community on issues facing working women. We will be speaking to our guests in the areas arts, sciences, education, law, medicine, politics, business, and yoga today. The goal of this show is to provide information that comes from personal experience and pass this information down to our daughters, nieces, neighbors, families, and friends. Much of the content will relate to the guest speaker's journey in their chosen profession, what they have learned, and what they would like to pass on to the audience. Since women-owned businesses are the fastest growing sector of our economy, my guests will close with a lesson they would like to pass on. Thank you. And let's welcome Mary McDonald. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And Mary is a certified laughter yoga teacher.
That's right.
And we're excited to learn more about laughter yoga and learn more about Mary and how she got into it.
Okay.
So Mary, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So I am a mom. I'm married. And I had various administrative careers prior to doing this. I decided to stay home with my son. I have a child with numerous disabilities, learning disabilities, and I was really stressed. Getting him the services that he was entitled to at his school, and things like that. He was beautiful, wonderful, funny, extremely difficult child, and I was not getting very much of a break from my stress. And I kept saying, we need to laugh more. I would say that to my husband. I would say, we need to laugh more. We need to lighten up. We need to laugh more. And one day I saw an article in a paper announcing a laughter club.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was located in Franklin, Massachusetts. So my sister happened to live in Franklin, so I called her and said, do you want to go with me to a laughter club? And that's what it was. It was laughter yoga.
That is so cool.
And from day one, from the first time I said, I have to do this. It was so much fun. It was such an instant vacation from stress.
So Mary, normally they say yoga is relaxing. Do you find the laughing yoga to be relaxing?
Yes, it's fun. It's not yoga in the traditional sense where we do poses. We do a lot of laughter exercises. We interact. We do playful, silly things. And we do, that is interspersed with some very deep breathing, which is called pranayama. It's the ancient science of yogic breathing. And then at the end of the class, I do a guided mindfulness meditation, which is where you relax your legs and relax your arms. And people come out of that going, wow.
That's great.
I am so relaxed. Yeah, it's really fun, and it's very, very relaxing.
Now, how do you get certified to be a laughter yoga teacher?
So the first certification is to become a certified laughter yoga leader. And then the next up is to become a laughter yoga teacher, and then you can hold certifications. So I've done both trainings, and I can now hold classes to certify people to become a laughter yoga leader. And then they can have classes and do it wherever they want to do it, at corporations and churches, senior centers.
That's amazing.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I'm just thinking to myself, you say the laughter yoga. What about somebody who has no sense of humor? Can they enjoy the laughing yoga?
Actually, it's perfect for somebody without a sense of humor because we don't use humor.
Oh, okay.
We don't use jokes. We laugh because it's really good for you, because it changes your brain chemistry. It increases your endorphins. It decreases your cortisol and adrenaline, which are your stress hormones.
Yep.
And we don't use jokes. We don't tell jokes. We sit in a circle, kind of like this, and look at each other's faces. And when you smile, I smile, because we have mirror neurons. We mirror each other, so we fake laugh. and it turns real instantly because we're all looking at each other laughing. It's really fun.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
It's very impressive that you took a hard situation in your life and made it a very positive situation. You coped very well. I think that's a learning lesson for much of the audience, is the coping mechanism. So how did you realize you needed laughter in your life to get to the next step?
Yeah, I guess I was yelling a lot. And I was not sleeping, and I was angry all the time. And I knew that that wasn't good. You know, it's really, you know, when you're not sleeping and you're yelling at your child who really did not need to be yelled at. He had enough problems, you know. And so I knew the stress was getting the better of me, and I knew I had to do something. I tried regular yoga. I tried Tai Chi. I tried meditating. None of it would work for me. I think they're all wonderful things, but mind was just racing all the time with everything I needed to do for this child and for, you know, the rest of my life. And laughter just instantly turns your brain off. It just doesn't, you don't have to try. And so that was why it worked so well for me. And it did improve our lives,
That's
you know,
awesome.
immensely. I really cut down on the yelling a lot. I don't want to say I eliminated it, but we laugh a lot more.
That's great.
We do laugh a lot more. I think if you ask my husband or my son if I've changed since doing laughter yoga, I think they would say, "Oh yes, she's changed."
would you say that you bring some of the techniques into your home and use them at home as well?
I do. My very favorite thing to do at home is when a telemarketer calls, is answer the phone in gibberish. Gibberish is just a language that you make up, you know, and we throw in some gibberish during a laughter exercise because it's really fun to do. And you know, with married couples, if you're fighting, if you yell at each other in gibberish, you really won't be fighting much longer.
No, I can imagine.
Well, I wouldn't be able to understand what he's saying.
Absolutely not. That's great. So what typically happens during a class? I know that you look at each other, you laugh. So what would somebody expect if they came in for an hour session of the class? How would they, you know, what would they be in for? Okay,
so we would sit in a circle. I would introduce myself, talk exactly what we just talked about, kind of explain the history of what laughter yoga is and how it was invented in India. And then I would explain what happens at a class, which is we do laughter exercises. I tell you what to do, you do it, and then we all laugh. We look at each other, we make eye contact. We'll start out sitting, but soon we're walking around. I'll bring music and incorporate music. Sometimes I'll bring a prop like scarves, and everybody has to, you know, wear their scarf a certain way. I'll say, okay, you next, how are you going to wear your scarf? And they might do this for a, you know, the bullfighting thing, and then everybody has to do that. That's cool. You know, so we do very playful things and deliberately laugh because you know, there's so many health benefits for it. So, and that's about, I want to say probably the first 20 to 30 minutes of the class we do that. And then we generally, if I have space, we'll throw blankets down on the floor and everybody lies down on the floor, and I shut off the lights. And then we just do a free-flowing laughter. I'm not directing the laughter anymore. And then after that, after about 5 or 10 minutes of that, that's when people really get into some deep belly laughing, where like your stomach hurts, but you're tightening your abs. So it's really good. It's really good
exercise for me. I'm going to go home and do it. I'm just going to laugh all the time.
And that's when I'll put on some meditation music and have everybody do some really deep relaxation. And during the class, during the part where we're doing all the laughter exercises, we intersperse that with deep breathing exercises and some clapping and chanting, which is really fun. Yeah.
Jill, would you like to do an exercise?
I think we would both like to try one.
Yeah, let's try
Absolutely.
it. Let's try it.
We usually start out by saying, when I say go, we're just going to have a big fake laugh. Okay?
I don't think it's going to be fake.
and while we're doing that, we're looking at each other.
We're looking at each other.
We're going to keep looking at each other laughing, okay?
I think we're laughing too early.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Set, go.
That's my issue.
That's right.
snorting is okay.
I have bad sinuses.
It's all right. It's all right.
And then one of the chants is very good, yay! And then we all do that. Very good, yay! And then I'll explain the next exercise. So let's pretend we're going to blow laughter bubbles. So hold your bubble stuff, hold your wand. Okay, we're going to dip, blow, and laugh. Ready, set, go. Try that again. Dip. And that's what we do, and we do that for an hour.
That's amazing.
It is. Don't you feel better?
Well, you do, and you also, I agree with you, when you're doing traditional type meditation yoga, my mind always wanders.
Of
You're
course,
like,
yes.
you're like, empty your mind. I'm like,
Absolutely.
and as soon as you say empty my mind, everything comes into it.
Oh, I know. The dishes, the laundry,
Everything.
yeah.
When you're laughing, you can't think about anything else but what you're telling me to do.
Right.
So it's kind of
Right.
a way for me to not think.
It's a right brain versus left brain. So the parts of the brain that are activated during laughter, and when I want to explain that, laughter is sustained deep belly laughter. We're not talking about going ha 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 ha. Mm-hmm. This is sustained deep belly laughter. Fake or real doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you could definitely feel it.
Fake or real doesn't matter. You want to do it from your diaphragm, right? So when you're doing that, the other parts of your brain that are the linear, worrying, talking parts are kind of disconnected. You, like physiologically, it's very difficult to be worried or think about anything while you're deep belly laughing.
Absolutely. How would you say this benefits children? Do you see that using it with children helps them?
With children, it's hard to get them to stop laughing. Teenagers, I find, are difficult to get them laughing. Some of them. Some are. My son goes to Beacon Charter High School, and he's in theater. Those theater kids are fabulous. They, and they're very creative. But some teenagers are just too focused on what they look like to other people because they're going through adolescence, and so they'll do this. They'll just like absolutely not laugh because they might be wearing braces or something, and they just don't want to do it. Yeah, so it's mostly women. I did a wellness program for a TACO, and I went to the Fall River plant, and I got there and it was all men. It was all
Now,
men.
was that your first experience with all men?
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Yes,
how
it
did that go?
They were wonderful.
Were they?
They
That's
were
awesome.
wonderful. Yeah. Well, it's a a sponsored health initiative by their company, and they had to sign up to do it.
Oh,
so.
that's okay. So you had willing participants. It wasn't like
Right,
it was forced
and
upon them.
they didn't know what to expect. So, but they cooperated. Lovely. They were really
Well,
fun.
I think, like you said too, even if you start by faking it, it turns into real laughter.
Very easily.
Very easily.
Very easily. And for somebody who doesn't laugh easily, it's great.
Yes.
It's great because they can just fake it.
Yes.
I have one girlfriend who has the best fake laugh.
Really?
She just has the best fake laugh. So when things are kind of get stalling or things, people, I say, and her name happens to be Mary also, I say, Mary, why don't you start us off with a little fake laugh? And she starts, and everybody just bursts out laughing. So there's little tricks.
This would be kind of like a fun idea with a group of girlfriends to do, because they'd be probably willing to do it a little bit more
absolutely.
than.
I've done it in my own living room and with a bunch of girlfriends. And it's, because it's such an intimate setting, after the laughter meditation and the relaxation, we all just sat up, but we continued to sit on the floor, and we sat there and talked in philosophy discussions and, talked about, because it's such a great stress relief, and everybody was
definitely.
sitting there going, wow, I feel so good. Well, yes, because you just got surges of dopamine and
Exactly.
serotonin is surging through your body right now. You bet it feels good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, how long is a session normally? 60 minutes or 45 minutes?
I can cut it down. I wouldn't go less than 20 minutes
Okay.
because you're not really getting a great benefit from it. But, Yeah, usually an hour. Many times I go over. You know, we're just having so much fun.
Well, if they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a mentor that's helped you through this? Like, have you had someone be your study coach with it, or did you just?
Well, the married couple that have the Laughter Club in Franklin, they became leaders, and then they became teachers. There was no laughter around here.
Yeah, this is very new to me.
This is a very new. I've never
No,
heard
well,
of it.
so many people haven't heard of it. So they, when they became teachers, they had their very first training I went to, so I could become a certified leader. And so they are always there for me.
Oh, that's great.
And then the master teacher, who we all went to for teacher training, which was 5 days in Concord, New Hampshire, his name is Jeffrey Breyer. He's wonderful, and he's at the other end of the computer for me anytime that
that's
I need
great.
it. So there's an entire laughter yoga world.
Really?
Which is led by Dr. Madan Kataria in India, who is the person who came up with, I should talk about him a little bit.
Is he the one that started?
Yes.
Oh,
he
wow.
did.
Great.
So what happened many years ago, a gentleman by the name of Norman Cousins, he was a renowned journalist, he became very sick and he was going to die. He had spondylitis something, I can't even pronounce it. It was on an autoimmune disease. It was in the 60s. And what the research had shown that chronic stress caused illness. So he reasoned that, you know, positive emotions would cause health. So he locked himself in a hotel room, this is the story, and watched funny video and was said to have cured himself with laughter.
Oh,
and he
that's
wrote
so
a paper
cool.
about it for a medical journal, and that started all the research on laughter.
Wow.
That is so neat.
So all of the research, however, was done with humor, jokes, comedians, funny movies. And in 1995, this wonderful medical doctor, Madan Kataria in Mumbai, India, he was reading about it and writing an article about laughter and said, I wonder if we laugh every day, you know, how that will affect us. What a great thing. So he started the first daily laughter club. And at first they did tell jokes. And they ran out of jokes. And they realized that because they were standing, they did it in a public park.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
In Mumbai, India, every day they met at like 6 in the morning when it was
That's
cool,
amazing.
you know, before work. And they realized that because they were standing and looking at each other, they didn't really need jokes or humor, that they could just laugh and look at each other's faces. And Dr. Kataria's wife was a yoga instructor, so that's what they ended up doing, was interspersing it with the deep breathing and then doing the meditation at the end, and laughter yoga was born. And that was only in 1995, so it's not that old.
Not at all.
And with no marketing plan and no money spent, it spread. And there are laughter clubs all over the world now.
How
all over the
creative
world.
is that, though?
Isn't that
Because it costs
fabulous?
nothing to laugh.
That's right.
That is
Just
true.
do it.
It costs nothing to laugh.
That's
it's
great.
free.
And
It's
as in traditional yoga, you know, they say you might want to practice so many times a week. I mean, is there a set amount of times that you suggest you should practice the yoga every week?
I think people should laugh every day. That's
Absolutely.
my personal opinion. I think that people should laugh every day. There is a laughter line, a phone line that I can call on the hour, every hour, and somebody will laugh with me for 20 minutes.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
There's a Skype laughter club.
No way.
Oh, wow.
There's a Skype laughter club. So there are ways to laugh every day. My favorite way, and even me who's been laughing for many years, I still have a difficult time alone laughing out loud, but laughing silently is really easy.
How do you
Really
laugh
easy.
silently?
Yes,
Want
how?
to try it?
Okay.
Okay. So this is when it's inappropriate to laugh. So say you're at church
Okay.
or in the library. We actually call this library laughter.
Okay.
And we start out by going, and then you're going to laugh without making any noise. Ready, set, go.
Really bad at it. I know, it was good.
I'm going to teach that one to my daughter.
So isn't that easy? I
Yes.
find that to be really
Well, you're
easy.
giving the person the permission to laugh,
Yes.
but just not making it so everyone's staring at you.
Especially in those uncomfortable situations where you sometimes laugh when you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
There is
to me especially.
yeah, like at funerals and things like
Yeah,
that. You know, you might something about that person
Yeah.
in the coffin might like hit you, and you go, oh, that, you know, and then you start laughing, and everybody looks at you. So that silent laughter, you have to.
That definitely helps. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that I find that I really get the deep belly workout doing silent laughter. So I generally do that at the end of every class. I do library laughter at the end of every single class. It's my favorite thing to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you balance it all with being a wife, a mom, a laughter yoga teacher? Like, how do you make everything work?
Well, fortunately, my son now is doing fabulously.
That's wonderful.
Kudos to the great schools that he's gone to. He's, you know, just so not at. It's like nothing was ever wrong with him.
That's
it's
amazing.
crazy. It is
Great.
amazing, and
That's
I'm
wonderful.
very grateful for that. And he's 17 now. He's a rock star. He plays the guitar.
That is so cool.
Hi, Michael.
Oh, of course you can say hi.
Hi, Michael. Hi, honey. And you know, it would be difficult if I had to work full time. But fortunately, my husband works full time, and I've been able to be a stay-at-home mom all these years. And if I pursued laughter yoga with, you know, with that kind of mindset of making a ton of money, I would probably be more successful financially about it. But I have found that doing it when people call me, I get paid for gigs at libraries and now corporations and stuff.
Great.
That's awesome.
That as a part-time thing, I have a website, but I don't, other than that, I don't really spend a lot of money on laughter, some business cards and things like that. I do some networking, but my main occupation is my husband and my son. And another thing I've been doing is crafting.
Really?
So I tell this story to people who I say when I was a teenager in high school, I thought I might be an artist. I was really good. I could draw. And then I said, I want to go to art school. And the reaction wasn't. And I never painted again because, you know, it was I had been, you know, so squashed. And then I started laughing. And all of a sudden I had this urge to get my hands dirty and to paint. So I've been doing that, and I've been once a month having a laughter class and an art hour afterwards.
That's great.
So I think it's loosened up my creativity a lot. So this past weekend I had my very first craft show where I got a table and sold crafts.
That's great.
Which is really, really fun, yeah.
That's
and then I have my laughter information on the table too. Way more people were interested in the laughter than in my crafts.
Well, I think it kind of makes you more confident. Do you know what I mean? To know that
Yes.
you can do this, and if you can make people laugh and they're willing to laugh with you, I think that just kind of brings open your confidence, and as you said, makes you happier.
It's
really
really does.
coping. It has a lot of benefits that you wouldn't think about.
You're absolutely right about that. It is so good for self-esteem and self-confidence, and just getting yourself out there. Like, and you know, nobody likes a Debbie Downer.
No.
But people love you if you make them laugh.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I receive so much more than I give when I have a laughter class. I just absorb all that really good positive energy from all of the people around, and afterwards they come to me and they say, thank you so much, that was so wonderful, I feel great. And it's just, oh God, there's just nothing bad. There's just nothing bad about it.
Have you ever had a participant that was like so unwilling to participate that you're like, this is just not good? Or has it always been people that want to do it?
Most people participate.
That's good.
I would say probably 99% of people really participate. I've had people that just, you know, would not laugh. I've seen people, not when I was leading a class, but at other classes, I've actually seen people get up and walk out. They were upset. But you don't know, laughter could trigger some emotions, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's kind of a little bit of a bummer. I used to think that it was really awful for all the rest of the participants, you know? And over the years, I've held so many hundreds of classes that now it's not personal anymore. It's just totally not personal. So if they're not comfortable doing it, I'll go and try to engage them one-on-one. And if they don't want to, I give them credit for sticking it out for an hour and sitting there watching
Absolutely.
everybody else, and hope that they go home and chuckle a little to themselves, you know. Yeah, so it's not for everybody. Not everybody's comfortable enough to laugh like that in a group.
Now, let's say someone wants to become a laughter yoga teacher. What should they do? What's their first step?
Well, they should go to a laughter yoga class
Okay.
first. They should go to a few of them.
Okay.
And there are not too many around here. There's the Providence Laughter Club.
Okay.
Meets twice monthly. The Franklin Club is still going strong. That's Let's Laugh Today. I have a monthly class, so that should be their first step. You can YouTube videos and watch. If you can't get to a class, you can watch it's all over the world, and everybody makes videos about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you're Laughter Hour?
I'm Laughter Hours. Yes, I have a YouTube channel and a website. So, but they and then they should go on laughteryoga.org.
Okay.
I know I'm not supposed to say that, but it's Dr. Kataria's.
Yep, it's kind of like the
international.
whole- yep.
And you can look up by country. So you go
Oh,
into
wow.
U.S., go into the state that so you can find laughter classes you can find laughter clubs, and then you can find trainings.
So it's kind of an
Certified
overall
laughter
network
yoga
for
leader
laughter yoga.
trainings in Massachusetts, in New Hampshire, in Rhode Island. Not sure about Vermont. So there are teachers there are quite a few teachers in Massachusetts. Myself and Providence Laughter Club leader Rebecca is also a teacher, and we just hold regular trainings, and they're always listed on that website. And they're also on my website.
I'm going to be honest. This is probably one of those creative,
Absolutely.
fun shows I've ever done. I've never heard of laughter yoga.
I haven't.
I'm very impressed by it, and I think it's a great way that you in your personal life learn to cope, and you made a business out of it.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
I think it makes yoga possible for people that think they can't do yoga. You know, it gives another option for yoga.
I
Right.
agree.
Yeah. It's a great workout. It's akin to rowing. It's an aerobic
wow.
workout. If you can imagine
So
what we
forget
just
the row
did
machine.
well, they say 10 minutes of laughter is equal to 30 minutes on a rowing machine.
Oh, I'm going to start doing
I'm
it all
just
the
gonna
time.
laugh all the time.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very, very, very much for coming in.
Thank you for
We
having
appreciated
me.
the
This has been
exercises,
absolutely amazing. Thank
It's
you
been
so
fun.
much.
and we appreciate everything from you today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Mary.